The security situation in the country for the past years has literally been on a downhill as Kenyans continue to contend with the growing rate of terror attacks. The attacks dates back to 1998 during the bomb attack on the US Embassy in Kenya, which killed 213 people and injured more than 5,000 others. Before the military intervention in Somalia in 2011, they had claimed about 300 lives. In the post-Somali intervention period 2011 to 2016, attacks led to over 800 deaths and more than 1,200 injured. Approximately 75% of the attacks were conducted by the Somalia-based Al-Shabaab terrorist groups. And in response to the intervention, the attackers waged a series of retaliatory attacks, targeting areas with large numbers of people. Perhaps the recent worst attack after the Garissa University attack is the UCD2 attack that claimed 21 people's lives, giving a clear indication of how the state of security in the country is being tested, despite the quick response by the security personnel compared to other years. The attack raising questions on how the attackers accessed the complex with weapons, despite it having security personnel and CCTV cameras almost everywhere. Now, 2 weeks after the attack, President Uhuru Kenyatta signed the statute law bill which the government will use to collect a wide range of personal information of all Kenyans, including their DNA profiles and the GPS location of their places of residence, on a move to heighten security in the country. Something that is facing opposition from various citizens who say it will be a breach of privacy.
DNA hata ikifanywa ni nini wana target sana. Wanataka kutafuta ni nani anakaa hapa na ni nani ni yule. So kuna watu wengine ambao watafika hiyo. Kuna wengine watakaa lakini hiyo kitu nataka ndiye atafikia. So kama hiyo ndio nafikiria ni security mission kama itasaidia.
And I don't have an issue with that because we are Kenyans. And if truly you have nothing to hide, you must be ready for even DNA or other tests because there's nothing we are hiding. We want to be open and we want to support the government so that they can be able to know each and every citizen, where were you born?
A cross-section of stakeholders, including human rights groups, lawyers, MPs and medics, have so far warned that the proposal without sufficient safeguards was prone to abuse and violation of people's rights of privacy.
Correct a DNA, there has to exist a DNA data protection law. We do not have that law.
Urging there are better ways of fighting terror in the country than using ways that violates people's rights of privacy.
Today we are living in a world of technology where hackers can access information about people which can be used for different things. It can be manipulated and used in a crime scene.
In September 2016, Kuwait government tried to implement this same law, but a year later the Constitutional Court struck the rule down, saying the DNA law violated Article 30 and 31 of Kuwait Constitution, which protect the right to personal liberty and privacy. At the time, Kuwait was the only country to require nationwide compulsory DNA testing on a move to fight terror. Are we at the right place to fight terror? And does the recent attack and the IED explosion in Latema Road giving Kenyans some sort of warning? We speak to Byron Adera, who is a security expert.
This is a lot to do with, coordinated effort. You don't just fight war and win it if you are very disjointed. There's a lot of moving parts that perhaps are not being very, very effective at the end of the day.
Byron urged there is a lot that needs to be done, starting from shaping our borders to reinforcing laws. And like he says, maybe then is when Kenya will stop being a center of radicalization.
You know, there's got to be a lot of maintenance of momentum and operational tempo in order to increasingly, kill the reservoirs of, the terror elements for terrorists to come in to just, willingly get guys. So are we playing our part as the citizens well? Or when things are really crazy like they are now, are we doing more to make our country more, safer and secure?
All these making it obvious to make serious progress, Kenya must urgently address the three big issues, which is the lack of cooperation between security personnel, corruption, and the lack of enforcing serious laws to curb terror attacks. Despite the great efforts by the government in the recent years in fighting terror groups, it is clear a lot more needs to be done to enhance their capabilities accordingly in fighting the enemies from within. Kate Silale for KUTV in Nairobi.